Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. Our game tonight featuring New Orleans as they go up against New York. For the Knicks, they haven't competed at the level they'd like over the last week or so. Just one win in 5 games. And we look around the league. Look way out there, guys. Super teams are a constant topic. Even Michael Jordan said 1 or 2 teams are great, 28 are garbage. Kenny, your thoughts?
It's funny to hear that because in my mind, the Bulls were kind of a super team, but they were just formed differently. I think Michael is talking about the approach of I'm just going to find you and play with you. You know, super teams that he was in was built by the draft and player development.
You know, one theory in minimizing super teams is raise the max salary. If you pay superstars true market value, they won't end up on the same team.
Ooh.
You really think so?
I know so. I'm part owner of the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, sorry about that.
And you want to raise the salary? Wow.
Yeah.
That'll do it for
you.
us.
Can I play for you?
Nice plug. Nice plug for the Kings.
Man up.
Hi, everyone. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. The fans here in Philadelphia ready to cheer on their 76ers in this interconference matchup.
Player stats by
We see a lot of rookies getting their first taste, Clark, of NBA action. What was the hardest part for you transitioning from the Big Ten to the NBA?
I think the speed of the game, the number of possessions, again with the 24-second clock, going back to the 80s, there was no shot clock in college basketball. So you could drag it out and play walk-it-up basketball. In the NBA, you've got to turn that thing over every 24 seconds. And that speed and those number of possessions, a lot to adjust to. And then everybody's strength and talent. That, too, was eye-opening and exciting, too, because I had realized the dream to be out there with those guys.
And smarter players, too, on that pro level.
Yeah, they know their stuff. I like to say, when you get to the NBA, you're a PhD in hoops.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. We've got Holiday. Ingram is out there with Z. Then there's Okafor, and it's Ball in at the point.
And Ingram, the former Blue Devil, an extraordinary player who only promises to get better and better.
Payton passes to Knox. Here's the Magician, guarded by Holiday. Here's Payton. Okafor grabs the miss. Here's New Orleans. It's a 3-point game. Here's Holiday. Here's Williamson, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Here's the Magician. Boy, he was something else against Boston. This one for 3. No good there.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, I talked with Coach David Fizdale. He said in the first meeting between these teams, his guys weren't as sharp as they needed to be offensively. He thinks that cost them the game. He told me, if we take care of the basketball and execute in the half court like I know we're capable of, it puts us in a good position to win tonight. Well, we'll see if that holds true tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks for the report, David. So the goal is to come out early and get their shooters into a good rhythm right away.
And of course, that's always a goal. But the meaning behind it is that he wants them to play good, smart basketball, not taking too many chances.
You're right on top of it, Greg. That doesn't mean they can't be assertive offensively, but good shot selection and ball movement has to be the priority. Hey, you know, Kevin, that's what you want to see. Strong passing inside, leading to the hoop.
Here's Williamson. Out to Ingram. Pass to Williamson. Over Randall. Here's Ingram. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Ingram's got 5.
You know, guys, not only can Ingram score from the perimeter, but he can get it done inside, too. I mean, the way he releases the shot, that extension he gets on it, makes it very hard to block.
And it's good, 2 points. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Here's Ball. The Knicks pull it in. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Away from home, you got to execute, and they did that flawlessly.
And that's what it comes down to, execution, especially when you're on the road. Can you follow your game plan? I thought they were awesome in that game.
Payton can't get it to go. And so Holiday will bring it up for New Orleans. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
Playing on the road, always a challenge, but it becomes a heck of a lot easier when you can shoot the 3-ball the way they did.
And, Greg, they were shooting that thing with confidence, boy. Every time they got a clean look from deep, the trigger was pulled.
Pow! Rebound by Drew Holiday.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And it's Williamson. New York trails by 4. Here's Barrett. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Payton's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and with confidence.
And it's Williamson missing.
It's just one of those games for him so far. Nothing seems to be finding the bottom of the net.
Payton dishes to Robinson. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Barrett. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Passes to Williamson. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Z's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. The Knicks have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. And so New York calls timeout. They're first. Clark, when you played some tremendous talent at the forward position, as you go back in your Rolodex, who was the toughest matchup for you?
Well, I look at some of the names of guys that I played against. Mark Aguirre, Larry Bird, obviously Kevin McHale in Boston. Calvin Nat was terrific with Portland at the time. Marcus Johnson in Milwaukee. Bernard King in New York probably was the toughest guy I had to deal with because he was such an animal and beast as a scorer and was relentless in his movement without the ball. He was probably the hardest guy I had to check.
Boy, some great names there.
Yeah, big-time scores at that forward position.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans. While we have a break in the action, now let's check out the league's best shooting teams.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
To the middle, here's Dotson. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt.
I mean, look, no one guard. It's better to not pull up and try the lean.
New York working now with the fresh shot clock. There's Portis. No good on the triple. For New Orleans, they've gone 6 afield here in the first quarter.
And checking out the numbers for the Magician. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. He's putting up about 17 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go. But I like what I'm seeing right now.
First free throw is good. one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And you can see that even though he ties the game up, he couldn't give him the lead.
The shot, no good. And New Orleans will come the other way. Their last encounter was in New Orleans.
A huge margin of victory for them when these two teams squared off last, and they got scoring from up and down their line.
Yeah, the reserves, the guys coming off the bench, Greg, made their presence felt. And with their big lead, they were able to give the bench a lot of run.
Well, for New Orleans, shooting the ball at a 46% clip to start this game out. And Moore kicks to Reddick. Here's Wood. I get Wood with the bucket. 1:49 left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Smith. It's hauled in by Wood.
And I think all the credit goes to the defense. Their job getting the shooter to rush that layup.
Well, Dennis Smith Jr., scariest players to see coming at you down the lane, Clark. He can just wreck the rim.
Oh, big time, Kevin. Not only does he finish hard, he does so violently and with some anger attached to it. The kind of dunks where you're worried defenders are going to get hurt trying to challenge him. This guy's explosive. No surprise he was in the dunk contest last season, and I don't think that's his first invite.
Moore passes to Wood. There's the triple. Hart's good. Hart's got his second bucket tonight.
And that's good stuff for nice touch.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for New York. Trailing by 5. Steps back and shoots. It's rebounded by Orleans. Some nice passing here for Orleans. Here's Hart. 9-point game his last outing. Right through the D for the layup. And now a 7-point lead.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Smith, and Smith with the stuff.
Smith's showing you that he's aggressive, he's athletic, and he's strong. Playing through contact, he gets the job done.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
What's up?
Smith no good on the free throw.
Got to appreciate Dennis Smith now. I mean, this guy is terrific at scoring from everywhere. Very athletic and explosive.
For New Orleans, they have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
And they've been mediocre all season long, just about 72% from the line.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
And the first one at the line is good. That one misses. Inside, Dotson lays it up off the glass.
And, you know, it's a bonus to have big men who pass it like this. Gibson, solid instincts there.
Here's Hart. No good on the last second attempt there. Back right after this. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
And we know energy and effort go hand in hand, and they won't be denied playing with a bunch of energy, easily coming up with those offensive rebounds too.
New York trails by 4. So for New Orleans right now, we've got Hayes, Wood out there with Hart. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Moore in at the 2. It's good.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger. Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, you suffer the consequences.
Here's Smith, and again, it's New York.
Kevin, I love the mid-range game of Smith. We don't see that a lot from a bunch of players nowadays, but he's constantly looking to let it fly from here.
Here's Hart. The drive by Redick. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Smith feeling it out a bit. Smith drawn the double team. Outside Gibson. Puts up a 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
And so it's New York with it. New Orleans knocking down that triple moments ago. Conley kicks to Portis. Kept alive by New York. And Gibson wide open. He shoots. Drills the three-pointer. Gibson's got his first 3 points of the game.
This is the confidence Gibson possesses, ready to shoot as soon as the pass hits his hands.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. When it comes to initiating this play, Clark, for your money, who are the perimeter pick-and-roll ball handlers right now in the game?
Well, the guys that come to mind for me, Chris Paul is fantastic in the pick-and-roll. Damian Lillard is outstanding. James Harden. And I think Victor Oladipo is getting better. I mean, he's so good at finding seams and using his athleticism to get to the bucket, and he's really grown as a finisher. Kyrie Irving is just a terrific one-on-one player. Sometimes he doesn't even need the screen guy. He's so good with the ball. And obviously Steph Curry is in that category too.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. 7-point differential. And following this game, they'll challenge the Grizzlies on the road at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. And it's Ingram with the rebound. For New Orleans, they've gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field. Here's Williamson. He's defended by Randall, and that one's good. Williamson.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, I tell you what, Greg, their offense has really been productive this half, and I absolutely love the shots they've taken so far.
Here's Randall, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
You know, Julius Randle is a young power forward, a little undersized for that position, but fairly dependable. Good movement when he gets to the basket, and he knows how to finish inside. Surprised his rookie option wasn't picked up, but he made the best of it in free agency.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses. And for Randall, a free agent this past summer, it seems he never felt truly wanted by the team that drafted him.
Well, you know, he's dealt with injuries early in his career and a lot of trade rumors, which can affect a young player in a negative way. I think he's still shown solid improvement in his first handful of years in the league. And again, you've got to recall and remember how young some of these guys are. Even when they've been in the league 4, 5, 6 years, some of these guys are like 22, 23 years old. And that's still not enough time for them to fully mature as players. The defense was less than impressive there, but despite them not really contesting that shot, he still bricked it.
Knox, and no good that time. Excellent D there from Okafor. Here's Williamson. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. Watch out.
And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
Smith kicks to Payton. Now the pass to Vonleh. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got 5 assists in the game.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Here's Paul. It's good. And New Orleans leads by 10.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Clark, we know of your involvement with college basketball, calling the Final Four. College teams occasionally change conferences here in the NBA. There's talk of eliminating conferences altogether.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a bit of a traditionalist here. I'm open to change, but I think there would need to be more rationale behind the change than what I've heard or read. So I think keeping it the way it is fine. So that tradition aspect of it is what I'm hanging my hat on. Anytime you try to manipulate matchups, though, to me, is walking down the wrong road. So, in my opinion, we should stay with the conferences for now.
I like that thought. A different look for New York. Robinson comes in for Noah Vonleh, and it's the Magician in for Dennis Smith. And he makes both free throws.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. We know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
The plan of attack is obvious. Ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Randall kicks to Payton. Here's the Magician. 9 points in the game so far. Clock at 4 on the three-point shot. The Magician's got 12.
And they're shooting really well from long range this quarter. They should keep looking to the three-point shot for some extra offense.
Here's Knox. He's covered by Ingram. Here's Williamson. No good. And New York the other way. Knox, the pass to Payton. Over in the corner, Randall. Deep 2 from Robinson. And it comes off the front of the rim.
You have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
One's good, Williamson. 10 points for him.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Here's Randall. New York, no good that time either. New Orleans leading by 9. There's the steal. Pass to Knox. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Unselfish, good vision. Nice dime by Julius.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And New York making a change here. Portis is checked in. New Orleans has gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Holiday against Payton. He can't get that one. New York trails by 6. To the inside. Knox misses.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Here's Wood. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. He's it up and in off the pretty assist. Wood's got his second bucket of the game to go.
I mean, the number of they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Payton finds Portis, and Portis throws it down.
Oh, I love the way Payton is always looking to swing the ball. I mean, he's constantly on the lookout for the ball reversal to help an open teammate get a shot.
Now here is Holiday. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. You know, he got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort.
So both teams change up here. Moore in the corner. Outside for Redick. Just 5 to shoot. Over Payton. Redick with the bucket. Redick's got 7 points here in this quarter.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
Outside Portis. Payton outside. Knocked loose. Taken away by Hayes. And Redick kicks to Wood. Hart the pass to Redick. Here's Hart, covered by Payton. Hart, no good. New York trails by 8. Here's Barrett. Left side Gibson. Payton in the corner. 5 to shoot. Launches a 3. Doesn't go for him. That'll do it for the first half. New Orleans leads by 8. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. DJ, Shaq, Jet. Taking a look at New Orleans. Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty when it's going in. We've seen plenty of teams try that and fail. You got to have a balanced approach. And tonight, they found a ton of success inside. Basketball and championship won inside out. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about this home team?
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that'll do it for our halftime reports for the second half. About to get underway.
We play through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Knox out there with Julius Randle. Then it's the Magician. Then it's Robinson. And it's Payton in at the 1. And that's the group for David Fizdale as we begin the second half.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Wasn't the easiest of rookie years last season for Lonzo Ball. Came in with a lot of hype and high expectations. Yet, you've got to keep big picture in mind. Overall, a solid start to his career, and he showed why he is viewed as such a promising prospect. Can't give up on this kid yet.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And Clark, of course, with ball, so much attention is paid to him because of all these outside distractions.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he came in with a huge amount of scrutiny. Played at UCLA from California, highly touted. Quite impressive that he handled himself the way he did with that kind of media scrutiny. He's got the ability, though, I think, to be an outstanding playmaker as he develops in this league.
And you look at Lonzo Ball, and mostly his offense stands out. But you know what, Clark? He is a strong defensive player as well.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's got a nice combination, Kevin, of strength and length, which allows him to stay in front and disrupt opposing players. Really good instincts on and off the ball, which I think is why he's able to come up with blocks and steals from his position. I don't think he gets enough credit for how good he is at the defensive end.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, it is the era of positionless basketball, but how exactly did we get here? Well, new defensive rules at the turn of the century encouraged face-up scoring, motion-based offense, and guard play over isolation and post-ups. As a result, offensive rules have become more interchangeable.
It has become a positionless game now. David, thank you very much. For New Orleans, they have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night. And he makes the first.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that.
All 3 throws good from Drew Holiday. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Payton finds Robinson. Randall down low, and the shot goes in. Randall's got his first basket of the night.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's Williamson over Randall. Randall with some nice D. Still anybody's game at this point.
And no question, this is when you really have to have trust on the floor with each possession.
And here's the upcoming schedule for New Orleans. On Saturday, they'll take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards. And then on Monday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. New Orleans leading by 3. Williamson, the pass to Ingram. And again, no good by New Orleans.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
And the basket by Knox.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
Ball dishes to Okafor. Good work there as it goes.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Ball against Payton. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Goes up with a stripe. Okafor grabs the miss. Okafor's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Ball. And he banks in the layup. Now it's a 5-point New Orleans lead.
I tell you what, because of his size and ball skills and vision, he's a handful for any defense, Lonzo Ball. I mean, he's able to convert primarily because of his size and sneaky strength.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Conley's checked in for the Knicks. Smith comes in for Alfred Payton. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Taking a look at Oklahoma City, they hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And checking out New Orleans. 3.5 back.
And I think for New Orleans, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
Here's Hart following the score by Dennis Smith. Hart the pass to Miller. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Miller's got his first bucket in this one. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for New York. Trailing by 5. Passes it to Barrett. It's rebounded by Hayes. Hayes has got 4 rebounds in this game. And stolen by Vonleh. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Julius Randle. His last 10 games have been exceptional. He's putting up about 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
And New York making a change here. Dotson's checked in. Wood. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Here's Dotson following the score by New Orleans. Can't hit that one.
And, you know, I have no idea how he missed that one. When there's no defense around, he's usually automatic from there.
Outside, Reddick. Pass to Wood. Here's Hart. Shot clock at 6. From 12 feet out. Knicks with the rebound. Randall's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Dotson the pass to Randall. Out to Smith. The pass to Dotson. Pass to Vonleh. 3-pointer. New York working now with the fresh shot clock. Randall with the bucket. Randall's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Really getting after it. Randall beating up that offensive glass.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. A different look for New York. Portis, he's checked in for Julius Randle. And Taj Gibson is subbed in for Knox. New Orleans also making some changes. Okafor comes in for Jay. And Moore subbed in for Miller. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And E'Twaun Moore has always been a solid shooter in the NBA, Greg, and he's continued to grow in that department.
I mean, just look at the career numbers from deep in terms of efficiency. In the last few years, he started to take on more and more volume in terms of the three-point shot. Hasn't changed his percentages, though, at all. And I would give him the green light as much as he wants from beyond.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Moore.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
And so Moore nails both of them.
And good bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half, doing a great job at the line.
Smith outside. Lets it go from 14. There's Portis. Tough break there, shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Count the basket.
How about that? Reddick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Now, here is Smith. He has 6. 2 points. That one goes.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that position.
And Reddick kicks to Wood. We've got 25 left to play in the third. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Major dominance, and it comes so easily for him. Fantastic at getting to his spots on the floor.
Now here is Smith. He's got 8. Passes it to Portis. Here's Dotson. From past the arc. Kept alive by New York.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
And so it's New Orleans with it. Following the missed shot by Dennis Smith. Hart, that's good.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Dotson kicks to Smith. Shoots over Reddick. They get it again. Out to Smith. Fires from deep. Bangs home the trifecta. Smith's got 11.
Well, Smith is both a volume and efficient three-point scorer. I mean, he shoots a lot of them, but percentage of them, too.
Reddick finds more. Back to Reddick. Outside. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Wood. It's deflected. Now here's Gibson. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. The shot goes in. He has 6.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Out to the right wing. Here's Hart. Outside for... And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall.
Seeing Smith use his good speed and quick hands to bother shooters, and it's always good to see young players getting after it on the defensive end.
And so it's New Orleans bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. Now, Ball. So for New Orleans right now, Lonzo Ball out there with Etuan Moore. Then it's Brandon Ingram. Then there's Z, and it's Okafor in at the 5. To the inside, here's Robinson. Okafor grabs the miss. New Orleans leading by 7. And that one is stuffed right through.
Well, I tell you, when Okafor sees a wide open teammate, he really zips the ball over to set him up for a clean look at the bucket.
The Knicks shooting 43% for the game. Pass to Portis. Unloads from 13. And Robinson throws it down.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes.
Guys, that's the only way he knows how to do it. Soft, I don't even think is in his vocabulary.
We played just over 1 minute here in the 4th quarter.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this league.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a spark they desperately need, Kevin. They've got to ramp up the intensity.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
They've knocked down plenty of mid-range jumpers in this one. That's been big for them.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And the free throw, no good. Here's Williamson, defended by Portis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. With the teardrop, great D that time from Portis. New York trails by 9 to the paint. Banked in off the glass.
Always enjoy solid, good passing. Easily setting up his teammate. Does not get any easier than that.
Here's Ball. Robinson with the block. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Here's Barrett. And again, New York with the triple.
Easier to go strong to the hoop, but I tell you what, when you feel it, take it from deep.
Ball with the bucket. And New Orleans leads by 6.
How about these big shots for him in the fourth? He has been locked and loaded offensively.
Payton passes to Robinson. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other.
And I tell you what, guys, that's a big play to make in a close game. Potential momentum builder there.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
2 shots.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Julius Randle's checked in for the Knicks. On that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
And even though he couldn't get all of them to fall, he did make it a 2-possession game.
Knox. Another shot, Randle. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Brandon Ingram.
Boy, the creative finishing ability of Randle draws a lot of fouls.
Julius Randle. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Randle.
And, you know, he was a high pick in 2014. Randle played just 14 minutes as a rookie. Broke his tibia. But since then, he's bounced back nicely.
Both free throws good from Randle. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Holiday attacking. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Williamson. He's defended by Randle. Ingram passes to Williamson. And here's Holiday, down low, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And the passing of Ingram, I mean, setting up his teammates and distributing the ball the way he does, effortless.
New York trails by 5. Payton with the ball, kicks to Robinson. Wants to get it to Randle and does. Makes it off the glass. Randle's got 4 points this quarter.
It's a nice move by Randle. That's the area where he likes to work most.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
Yeah, recalibration time with the timeout call there.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I got a chance to find out what Alvin Gentry talked about with his players. He said, this is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it. He really is fired up about this game.
Thanks, David.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what.
Oh, man. Hey, guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I mean, I can't fault the guy for adding a little flavor to things. I'm fine. Even if he'd have missed it, I don't mind him taking a chance. Spruce it up a little bit.
Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
Poked away, and Reddick kicks to Wood. Back to Reddick. And now Knox running the floor all by himself. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
That one's in there. The New York lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Hart. The pass to Barrett, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating the whole game at a high level.
Yeah, making his teammates better through his passing. Greg, you know about that because you did it. Great job sharing the ball.
Oh, well, I appreciate it, partner. Always important to have somebody keep rhythm in the game.
Here's Hart. Pass to Wood. Back to Hart. Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
Present our Jordan Player of the Game, the Magician.
And guys, this really has been his night. He's done a lot of things well, but his scoring really put him over the top. You can see how determined he's been every time he's gotten his hands on the ball. Great drive and also great focus offensively.
Here's Holiday. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Holiday's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
Not when the game's hanging in the balance. That makes it a little different. He was going to the rim no matter who was standing in the way on that one. Calm when it counts. Randall has that clutch DNA.
New Orleans trails by 3. Outside, how he dishes it the ball. It's taken away. Randall right side. Okafor grabs the miss. Okafor's got rebound now. What an effort here tonight. To the middle. Here's Randall. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Z's got his 4th rebound in this one. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Well, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for New York?
Their ability to rebound and convert those second chance opportunities has been a running theme throughout.
Gentlemen, they haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
hits the first one, and that brings them within 2 here. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. 1:16 left in the fourth quarter. Payton kicks to Randall. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And, you know, you look at guys like Randall who don't have that eye-popping athleticism or length. The pump fake is a great equalizer.
2 shots.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
And he's got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of a high-pressure situation.
Here's Williamson. He's defended by Randall. Back to Holiday. Williamson, the pass to ball. To shoot. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
It falls! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing them deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
Williamson to take the lead. It's deflected.
Does not have a shot blocker's reach, but Randall makes up for it with excellent anticipation.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
Gets the first, and that will put them up by 2.
You know, one of the things that jumps out at you immediately when you look at Payton is his size. I mean, he's a 6'4" point guard who knows how to use his body and skill set to his advantage.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, how about the nerves there? Those free throws put them in a very good position. 3 points clear.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They trail by 3. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ingram kicks the ball to tie it up. No good from 3-point territory. 3-pointer. Can't get the 3 to fall. So a close game sees New York take this one. What a show they put out here at home tonight.
I mean, these are